Hey guys, Xaryu here, and today I am very excited to make this video. Instead of commentating over my own gameplay and kind of analyzing and showing you guys what I'm doing, I'm going to be looking at some European regionals footage from Gamescom, so let's jump right into it. Right here we are looking at Blind Faith versus Rocket Esports. Obviously, had to pick an RMP matchup because I love watching these European RMPs play, and they are fighting a jungle. The Priest is playing Discipline. First map in tournament play is always Grand Arena. By the way, if you guys like these, let me know, and I can definitely keep doing more tournament footage, and I'll go all the way to the finals if you want. But right here, Bubs does that kidney shot on the healer, and I'm smiling because that's what Roastmaster does. Bubs, hell yeah, man. He kidney shots the healer, jumps right over here to the hunter in that sheep shot. Pacifier is probably looking for a sheep out of that kidney shot. He goes for the sheep just like I expected. He does get rake stunned by the feral druid, trinkets it, and goes for that re-sheep. So exactly, kind of what they want to be doing here. They open up onto the hunter very hard. They probably get pet sack. Hunter's freeing him away. He's trying to get a reset. Mage tries to go for that resheep, gets stopped, and the priest goes into the full fear. Hunter gets very low and pops that deterrence. So nice opener there. Out of the fear, the priest does get half sheep, but the CC chain should end and the hunter should get topped off. Now it's time for the feral and the hunter to kind of go back on the offensive for the first time this game. Feral pops incarnation. Mage gets silenced up. If they can get any CC onto Ratipi, the mage will probably be forced into his first block here. Pain suppression comes out. I really like that pain suppression from Ratipi, keeping the mage offensive as they do another offensive go. Hunter is stunned, priest is stunned. Out of that stun on the priest, though, there was no follow-up CC. The priest does use the pain suppression onto the hunter, so he can stay kind of counter-aggressive as well. So both pain suppressions used. The blind does come out here from Rocket Esports, which is a little maybe questionable because the pain suppression was already used during the cheap shot, and since the pain suppression was already used onto the hunter, seems to me like they might want to do a feral swap here, but the blind is trinketed anyway, so the blind doesn't matter. That's actually good. So the priest has no trinket, he has no pain sup available, so this is actually looking good for Rocket Esports so far. The mage still has 2 blocks available. Rogue's getting a little bit low on HP right here. They do a stun onto the feral druid. Kind of the RMP's kind of waiting for this next setup. Rogue is getting low. He has evasion though if he needs it. Full kidney shot onto the healer, step cheap shot. The bash comes out on the Ratipi, so they're both kind of doing their goes at the same time. The kidney shots here onto Mozzarella Za, if I'm saying that correctly, and he's going to try to follow it up with a sheep. There's no fear available though because Ratipi is in the bash as well. So the hunter is going to try to trap off of the bash, and the mage is going to try to sheep off of the kidney shot. Whichever team can land this next CC is going to be the team getting the defensive cooldowns here in a second. So the mage does get stunned up. The sheep does land though. The Ratipi is not in that trap. It looks like Bubs is going to pop that evasion cooldown. Full fear landing off of that full sheep. The hunter's doing a great job just line-of-sighting the rogue, playing very well defensively here, not getting too many offensive cooldowns. Mage does toss his orb out anyway. I'm not sure if the hunter is gonna be okay. The hunter is getting pretty low here, not too many defensive cooldowns left. Looks like his priest is doing a decent job sustaining him though, catches that power word shield. Looks like he's gonna be okay for now. Mozzarella now into that silence, into the full kidney shot. Can there be any follow-up CC? Doesn't quite look like it. Bubs is now in so much trouble. He gets to about 10% life. The full Wyvern Sting comes out on the Ratipi, and Bubs just goes down. So kind of a quick unexpected death there. I thought mainly the jungle would be going for the mage, kind of forcing through the ice blocks, but they kind of primary target was on the mage, but they just kept hitting Bubs, and he was very low for a while, was forced to use that evasion eventually, and then kind of went down with that CC onto the priest with that stun into that full trap. So nice job from that jungle there. I don't know if the jungle should win that matchup, but very well played. Let's hop into game 2. Okay, so here we're looking at game 2, this time on Tolvaran Arena. This is a pretty standard map pick like this or Ashamane's Fall. The loser gets to pick the map choice, so the RMP chose Tolvaran Arena here. Pretty similar to a Grand or this or like Ashamane's. They don't want any too many complications with the map. Just a pretty basic map. There's a lot of space, a lot of line of sight. It's good for the mage to kind of line of sight the hunter, but it's also good for the hunter to kind of line of sight as well. So the RMP can definitely kill the hunter, but they can definitely kill the feral druid as well. So basically what they want to do is set up some type of CC on the priest, some type of CC say on the feral and go hunter, or some type of CC on the priest and the hunter and go feral. Whereas the feral and the hunter are going to either want to like train down the mage with rogue swaps with CC on the priest. I wouldn't go on the rogue too much, or else the mage is going to be able to free cast. But right away, guys, the kidney shot onto the healer once again with the cheap shot onto the hunter. Let's see what kind of offensive cooldowns the mage does use. Icy Veins and Orb. Looks like Smoke Bomb was used there in the opener as well to prevent any type of defensive cooldown from the Discipline Priest on the jungle side. Mage getting a little bit low now. They didn't look to get too many cooldowns in the opener at all. Mage still looks to be okay for the time being, though. Crow's coming out from the Hunter, his big offensive cooldown. He's popping True Shot as well, so Mage is just hanging up by the pillar. Great positioning here by Pacifier. He can slide around the pillar anytime he wants. He's still full HP. I really, really like that. Bub's definitely keeping an eye out for himself. Full kidney shot goes on the Priest into that full sheep, but he does get the pain sub onto the Hunter before that full sheep does land. So that's really, really good. He gets that full pain suppression out. Looks like the Hunter is going to be okay for the time being. If the Hunter actually has to use Exil or Turtle, or yeah, he uses Feign Death there and his heal, so Hunter's actually going to need more cooldowns than just that pain suppression. So Rocket Esports doing very, very well in this game right here. Now Ratify into that full Wyvern. Let's see if they can get any more follows. You see into that half trap. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get that fear. Doesn't look like it. Bubs does pop evasion to keep himself sustained for now, though. Looks like he's going to be fine. Mage still has 2 ice blocks. They haven't forced a Mage ice block yet in the entire series so far yet. Oh, that's a Xaryu orb, but let me call that out. I do that all the time, Pacifier. Don't you worry. That's why they call it a Xaryu orb. Full fear, though, goes out onto the Priest. Can they follow it up with an ACC? The Turtle does come out from the Hunter. So no Exil, no Turtle. That Sheep does follow the fear. No pain suppression either. So the only defensive cooldown on Blind Faith is pretty much the Priest Trinket, since the Hunter is playing Relentless. So that's pretty, it's getting down to the wire here for the jungle cleave. The full trap comes out onto Ratify. Bub's getting quite low. He does vanish defensively there. The flare does come out, doing a great job appealing for himself, and Pacifier going into his first ice block of the series comes out, pops that temp shield, and the RMP really needs to turn the pressure back around. One more good setup is all they need. Mozzarella doesn't look like he has a trinket either. That full fear coming out onto the Feral and to the Priest. The Feral does trinket it. This might be the setup they need if they can follow up with that full sheep onto the healer. Full kidney shot, more damage onto the Hunter. He's about 10% life now. Full kidney shot into the full sheep. That Priest hasn't moved in about 30 seconds, and the Hunter goes down. So nice setup there. I think the RMP played that beautifully. Maybe a little bit easier on this bigger map, but I think their setups were better, and Bubs are really using that vanish defensively and kind of keeping a closer eye on himself. And here we are in game number 3, so it's tied up 1-1. I think this is a best-of-5 series as well. Blind Faith versus Rocket Esports. We have the Priest, the Mage, and the Rogue going for similar setups, but now we got Blind Faith on Ruins of Lordaeron actually switching to Ret Hunter. Interesting strategy. So the loser gets to pick the next map. This is a map that's very good for marksmanship hunters against mages because there's not as much line of sight. This is a very obvious choice. The Mage doesn't have like big pillars to kite around like on the Grand or Tolvaron, right? So the Mage is going to have a hard time line of sighting this Hunter damage. Also, the Ret Paladin pick adds a little bit more support to keep the Hunter alive. The Sank, the Bops, the off heals, just the stuns, the pressure. The Ret Paladin offers a lot to help keep alive the Hunter a little bit longer, so I can see why they swapped to Ret Hunter, but classically Frost Mage is kind of counter Ret Paladin, so I don't know if I like this pick as much as just the Feral Druid in the first place. So they open up onto Tana right away into that smoke bomb. Trinket, Icy Veins being popped here from the Mage. The Priest does a nice powered barrier, though, on that opener in the smoke bomb. He couldn't use any other defensive except powered barrier, so that's the perfect time to use it, and I really like that barrier right there. But the Pally's already having to use Bop, use his Trinket, use probably his Ashbringer cooldown as well, and the RMP is completely topped right now. So let's see if the Ret Hunter can kind of turn around the pressure once the Priest is out of CC. He goes in that full kidney shot. Looks like he does human Trinket it. Actually, Paladin sinks him out of that full kidney shot, so that's really nice there. But the Paladin's running lower and lower on cooldowns. Full trap onto Ratify, and Pacifier force into his first ice block. Doesn't look like he's going to be able... Oh, he does get that massive spell, actually. Mage blinks away, trying to reset as best as he can. Ratify going into a full Hodge now. Don't think there's any CC to follow, but that pain suppression does come out. Love that pain suppression, keeping the Mage alive in between his 2 ice block cooldowns. He's in hypothermia, but the pain suppression is going to keep him alive long enough to make it to that second ice block. But the kidney shot does come out from the Priest. The Paladin's now taking the pressure. Can they force bubble here? Doesn't look like he does. He does get gripped, but they do force the bubble anyway. So good job by Rocket Esports forcing that bubble cooldown even through that life grip and even through that lack of CC. So Mozzarella pretty much no cooldowns left except Trinket. Paladin nothing left. One more good go by Rocket Esports and it could spell out the game. Pacifier still taking the heat. Ratify in that Hodge, Mage getting feared out. He has Temp Shield available next time his Priest goes into CC. Priest is playing Dark Archangel, that is important to know. So he pops that Dark Archangel, and that means they might want to go offensive here really soon. Paladin gets into that Sheep Shot, and as I say that, he gets obliterated. I want to rewind that actually and take another look. So the Priest pops Dark Archangel, you know there's going to be a lot of damage coming. The only CC was a short little fear onto the Priest. He even had Sank up, so that fear was barely 2 seconds, but that was 2 seconds all they needed. That was enough, and Tana, the Ret Paladin, does go down, and that's kind of why I question the Ret Paladin pick a little bit. Even though it might help keep the Hunter alive a little bit longer, the Ret Paladin kind of gets countered by the Frost Mage, just from my experience at least. Here we are, a Blind Faith versus Rocket Esports, 2-1 on Tiger's Peak Arena. This will be the last game if Rocket Esports can take it, or if Blind Faith can manage another win. There'll be one more game left here in this series. Bubs opening right away with that classic opener. Kidney shot on the Priest, onto the Hunter. Blind Faith switches back to the Feral Druid, which I like. I don't think the Ret Pally worked out in their favor at all. Bubs popping that Shadow Blades right away, getting a nice big opener out, so let's see what he can do with this. Pacifier popping the Icy Veins, cooldown getting a big opener here. Resheep onto the Priest. They do get that Pain Suppression cooldown onto the Hunter right away, though. They swap to the Feral, they get the Feral's wall. Doesn't shrink it, though. Mage taking a lot of pressure, pops that Temp Shield. Great Temp Shield, topping him back up to full HP, and that Pain Suppression is used by Ratapai as well. Wyvern follows into the full bash. Mage taking a little bit of heat now, getting a little bit lower. He might need to Ice Block. I'm not sure if he's going to. He does Ice Block. Not sure if he's going to be followed up with a massive spell. Doesn't quite look like it. Feral did pop his Incarnation as well, so good block by the Mage. I like that he traded that cooldown right away. Bubs now getting stunned. I don't think Bubs is going to let himself die again. He has Vanish available. He has that Evasion available. He still has that Trinket available, so it would be a big blunder if Bubs let himself go down right here. Full trap coming out, though. He's taking a little bit of pressure, trying to peel for himself as best he can. He does get that Vanish off. The Flare does miss, so Bubs is just hanging out in stealth until this pressure subsides for now. Kidney shots the Priest. Now they're doing the RMP's looking for another big setup. Cheap shot onto the Hunter. Eppin Bolt being casted. Will it land? Yes, it does. Hunter goes so low. He is forced to pop his turtle, and he uses heal as well. Very unfortunate. Priest now goes into that full sheep. Hunter is not out of the woods yet. He's still about 10% life. If they can follow this sheep with a half sheep, maybe a quarter sheep into anything else, the Hunter could go down. He gets life gripped. Power word shield there, keeping him sustained for now. Pressure is now turned onto Pacifier, the Mage. If he can survive one more onslaught, I think they can get this kill on to the Hunter. The Priest into that lockout, into the full kidney shot. He's trying. Oh, beautiful play there. Pacifier tries to get the Ring of Frost, does get kicked, now starts casting the Polymorph, does get interrupted again. The Priest gets the fear onto the enemy Priest, and the Hunter goes down. So nicely played there by Rocket Esports, taking out the Jungle Cleave. That's about what I would expect here out of these guys. The RMP played very well to take out the jungle, but I think the RMP is slightly favored. Guys, if you liked when I just kind of break down these games, really explain what's going on, and I can even pause the games and show you cooldowns, defensives, offensives. If you guys like this type of footage, let me know, and I can do more. I could do all of the European regionals. I could do North American regionals. I could do BlizzCon games, whatever you guys want here on the channel. Really just break down all of the arena footage. So let me know down below in the comments. I'm really curious, and if you guys don't like it, let me know also, and I can go back to not doing stuff like this. So yeah, let me know, and thumbs the video up if you liked it, guys, and thumbs it down if you didn't. Talk to me in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace!